Blessings, everyone. Many, many miracle signs and wonders on today. May you see God. May you feel God. May you hear God today. May He bring insight, clarity, and wisdom to you on today. Last night I did a live that did not turn out right. I changed the name and they still posted it the way that I changed it, which I knew that wasn't nothing but the enemy, but God told me to wait till today. And it was about monitoring spirits. We hear monitoring spirits. We hear this word so much, but I don't think we understand the severity of what it means and where they come from, who they are in. And we keep on dealing with these situations where, let me give you an example. I love testimonies. Just say, for instance, you're sharing with somebody, oh, I'm about to get this job, or I got some money finna come in, or God just told me such and such, this about to happen, and I feel it. And then you know it's finna happen, and then it gets so close, and before you know it, it just don't work out. You be like, what happened? And the thing is, you told somebody who had a spirit inside of them, and that spirit went back to the dispatch center and told the head demon. So let's get into this, because this is sabotaging us. We are self-sabotaging ourselves because we're sharing information with people that we feel like are our friends. And it's not that they aren't our friends, or it's not that our family don't love us, but we wrestle not against flesh and blood. So we're not fighting the person. We're actually battling and in a warfare with the spirit that's inside of them, whether it's jealousy or envy or unloving, or they have trust issues, or they have narcissistic behavior, or they just have murdering spirits or things of that nature. So I'm just giving you examples of what monitoring spirits are and where they at. A lot of them, it deals with witchcraft. When you're doing those crystal balls and all of that, you got people who literally watch your life, and they just pay attention to you all the time. But I'm talking about the ones that are up close and personal to you, the ones that you share your personal information with, the ones that you feel like and you think that you can share good news with and a good report to. But when you share these things to them, the spirit that's inside of them that's hiding, and some of them not hiding. Some of y'all know that some of these people are have a jealous spirit, or envious, or just, always got trust issues, or operate in fear. These are spirits. And what these spirits do, those spirits inside of them, they take it back to the bigger spirits, and then they help the enemy plan, plot, and scheme against what you're trying to do. Like, you can call a friend up and be like, oh, I'm thinking about starting a t-shirt business and this, that, and the other, and everything is coming along until you tell somebody. This is why they say don't tell nobody what's going on until after God manifested. And that's because we don't understand spirits. These monitoring spirits who are monitoring you, watching everything that you do. They want to know what you got going on, what's finna happen. We do it on social media. We're watching people. But the spirit inside is just trying to find out what they doing so that they can sabotage them, so that they can plan, plot, and scheme against you. I remember I had a client about to pay me, I think her invoice was over $100,000. And I shared it with one person, and the lady started getting attacked. She sickness after sickness. If it wasn't sickness, she was battling mother-in-laws who was doing witchcraft because they don't want them with their sons. Just a bunch of stuff. You got to understand, when you battle people who don't want you in relationships with their children, or people who are jealous because you with their ex, these are spirits. And any information that they get on you, so you're not fighting a natural battle. You're fighting spiritual attacks. This is stuff that's going on the inside or around you that you can't see. And because you can't see it, you share information with people that you feel like that you can trust. Now, these people don't mean no harm. They actually like you. They actually love you. They wish the best for you. They want the best for you. But it's the thing inside of them that they have not been delivered and healed from. That's the agent. So in this season, God is saying, I need you to separate from certain people who won't allow me to heal them, who won't give me their residue, who won't give me that thing that they hold on to keep them, to make people feel sorry for them. You know those people. We always talking about what we've been through. We can't let it go like we the only ones in the world going through this, like nobody else has ever been through this. But they hold on to this because this is what fueled their fire. So, you have those pity seekers. But God is saying, I need you to step away from them because you sharing information with them. They mean no harm, but it's the thing inside of them that they refuse to let go. It's that thing that's causing you to self-sabotage because you're just sharing great news with them. You're just looking at, oh, let me tell my friend, girl, I'm so excited. God just shared this with me. Oh, this is what's going on. Oh, this happened and such. But in all naturality, it's the demonic forces inside of them. And some people don't want to let this stuff go. Some people don't want to let hatred and envy and pity and some people don't want to let pride. Some people don't want to let this stuff go. I didn't even know I had a pride spirit. God had to reveal it to me. And that's because we only think that pride or that, unloving or jealousy be one way, when it's actually numerous ways that you can have a pride spirit. My pride spirit wasn't to be, I wasn't boastful about the pride spirit. The pride spirit that I had was, I'm too prideful to ask people to help me. I didn't look at it that way. I didn't look at it as I was being proud. I was looking at it as other people got stuff going on. Who am I to ask them for something just because of my situation? But God was telling me to break that pride spirit. God was telling me, I want you to call your client and tell him to buy you some furniture. Now, to me, I'm like, oh my God, ask him to buy me some furniture. Like, it took 2 days for me to actually follow the instruction. And I repent for that because God should not have to tell me to do something twice. Also, the guy called me twice. So I knew God was telling me to ask him this because he didn't even know why he was calling me. He ended up calling me twice. And I was like, okay, God. So I told him, God told me to ask him something. And I wasn't comfortable asking him, but I told him I would call him back later. And I ended up doing it the next day. But long story short, nothing is a coincidence. God will tell you to call somebody, but they'll end up calling you. We have to be obedient. I have people who call me all the time and they say, oh, God been telling me to call you. I'm finna tell you why it's important to be obedient to God. I have people call me all the time. God been putting you on my mind, telling me to call you for 3 weeks or 3 days. Let me tell you what happens when we delay the instruction. What if somebody needed a miracle, a sign, or a wonder? What if your testimony that you have been through, you don't even know why you calling, but God telling you to call this person. You feeling them in your spirit to contact them, but you too busy, and this is what the enemy does. He causes us to be too busy so that we won't focus on the instruction that was given. Now we missed what God said do, and we wonder why God missed what we asked him to do. So I talked to some of these people because one lady said, God been telling me to call you for 3 days. And I'm sitting on the phone like, 3 days? You ain't obey God for 3 days? And what he was telling her to do was to give me her furniture. And she tell me her furniture been in store for 8 months. For 8 years. She been paying $300 a month to keep her furniture in store. I knew it wasn't about the furniture, but it was the fact that she needed to share some testimonies with me. And God needed to reveal her heart to me. God started exposing her to me, and that was to let me know, hey, she act holier than thou when it come down to this. But when it come down to you giving somebody something, helping somebody who in need, her heart ain't right. God was exposing the lukewarm people in my life. He was saying it's time to cut those people off who are not genuinely of Christ. We cannot pretend to be of God, and then on the next day or later on, when it comes to a different situation, we don't want to, like, we ain't of Christ then. We get caught up in self. She was like, I love my couch. When she sent me that couch, it looked like a couch from American Freight for $400. You've been paying for this couch for 8 years in storage. And you don't even want to help nobody and give it to. I said, God will give you another one. Now, it wasn't for me to get the furniture. It was just God exposing her. God is exposing people in y'all life. Y'all need to pay attention to this. God is saying separate from them, because these are the reasons why I can't take you where I want you to go. You're self-sabotaging, telling them too much information. Time to disconnect.